Ooh, this one looks pretty. Ooh, this one looks pretty big. That's a nice chunk. So many beautiful rocks. Wow, look at this. This is a jasper agate, I guess, but that yellow banding just really blows me away. Ooh, a SEAM agate. And look at all those different layers in there. That is going to be very pretty. That's a waterline for sure. Broken there. It's cool. This yellow and red jasper is just so beautiful. So many of these little SEAM agates. They're so pretty. This one looks like it's got quite a bit of dendritic action in it. Ooh, this one looks pretty. Ooh, this one looks pretty big. That's a nice chunk. With the other hand. Whoever heard of a one-handed sprayer? Only works with the right hand. Well, that is mighty pretty. I'll clean these all up when we get home and take some close-ups with my other camera. This appears to be a conglomerate of common opal, I think, but it's just super interesting. So I want to take it home and cut it off and see what happens. We have mentioned once that the larger agates don't always look as lumpy bumpy as some of the other ones, and this one is definitely an example of that. It's filled with quartz, so it's really quite interesting that way, and it's got all kinds of little dendrites, but it really was very smooth sticking up out of the gravel, and if you don't know that sometimes agates look like that, you might have missed it. Out this jasper. Sometimes the wood we find is much more agatized than other times. This one is really, really translucent. I was just slogging along here in the water, not really paying too much attention, when suddenly this caught my eye. And it has just the most interesting shape. It's got a little bit of quartz in it, it's got a little bit of opal on it, it's got swoops and swirls and dips and doodles. It's just plain fun. This one looks like, well, I was going to say it looks like a limb cast, but it's got this little slot in it, so maybe not. But it definitely is an agate. Quite warm in the sunshine. I have a long-sleeved shirt on, mostly because I didn't know if it was going to be windy, and I didn't wear my sunscreen again. Weather changes very quickly here in Montana, and I'm not 100% sure that we are through any of the cold stuff, but I really, really appreciate this beautiful warm spring we're having. I hope you all are, you know, figuring out what your happy place is. Some of you are still having to stay at home and are trying to find happiness there. I'm glad you could come along with me. If you've enjoyed this, please consider subscribing and like and comment. Do all those things. If you are on a smart TV or Apple TV or whatever you watch YouTube on, sometime when you're on your phone, hop on and we'll give a like and a subscribe to all the channels that you enjoy. It may not seem like much. As far as YouTube goes, it matters a lot. So, this one looks nice. Look at those dendrites. It's not very big. Well, it's big compared to some, but for a Montana agate, it's sort of on the small side. But those dendrites are just gorgeous. You can see how deep this pool is here, and that's because the beavers have dammed up the inlet just a little bit so that they can have a deeper pool to swim in. Beavers have an amazingly sharp teeth. The other day I was walking around on the riverbank and I was like, why are all these trees cut, like, you know, trimmed down by the ground? And then I finally realized that it was a beaver, or several beavers, and they had done it in one bite. The water behind a beaver dam, the ground in the water behind the beaver dam is very, very full of muck. Just in case you ever are in this situation, be careful. I think it was awfully nice of the beavers to make this shallow crossing place for me.